Horizon Zero Dawn got a patch. It's now 60 frames per second, 4K. And this highlights, I think, the reason, and this is going to be one of those videos where if you're really in your feelings about Xbox, you're probably not going to want to watch it. But this is the actual factual. This is not bullshit. This is not fanboy fodder. This is the reason why Sony continues to dominate in the industry. Try to think outside of the bubble that you're in. The people you talk to on social media, the people you podcast with, they're not the gaming community. They're people that you've chosen to speak to because they confirm bias that you have when it comes to gaming, when it comes to companies, when it comes to Microsoft, or when it comes to Sony, or even Nintendo. So if you can separate yourself from those groups, you're going to see the actual gaming market, the actual people who run out and buy video games, who are enthusiastic about them. More and more of them are not on social media, they're not in podcasts, they're not in groups, and people respond all over the world to content like this. This game had no business running on last generation hardware, and again, upgraded to this generation, this looks like a PlayStation 5 game. If you ask somebody, hey, the PlayStation 5 just came out, take a look how far video games have come, here's a game built from the ground up on the PlayStation 5, and showed them this, they believe it, because this is how good it looks. Now, let me tell you, when you've got content like this, last generation, you update it for this generation. I went back to Horizon Zero Dawn. First off, 60 frames per second, completely fluid. And now, graphically, this is the same game. They didn't update the textures, they didn't update the polygon count, but they tweaked it, and it is absolutely amazing. What you're seeing here is 4K, 60 frames per second. The game is absolutely beautiful. Look at the animation, look at the attention to detail. Everything in the environment reacts to Aloy. There's just an insane amount of love and attention, and that translates to all of their first party. So when you have games like this, when you have games like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales, I mean, you can go on and on. This is why the majority of gamers around the world consistently respond to PlayStation. It's got nothing to do with 20 people that you may talk to on social media being a quote-unquote community, and then somehow you're shocked when games don't sell on your favorite console. This is why PlayStation, in my opinion, will always dominate whatever generation they're in if they decide to participate by making a console and then putting their first party to work. I went back and I played Ghost of Tsushima. There's actually an expansion, 17 hours of new content, and the game, again, looks absolutely incredible. No business running on a PlayStation 4, but now it looks like a PlayStation 5 game. Nobody has games that look this good. The Xbox Series X does not have a first-party game that even comes close to these games. They didn't have a game last generation that even came close to these games. Point out a Microsoft first-party game from last generation that got an upgrade to this generation that looks graphically as equal and superior or superior to these games. Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Last of Us 2. There aren't any. Don't tell me Gears 5, because it is not close. This is why Sony continues to dominate. And again, the mantra of, hey, tell me when Sony gets a multiplayer game is so ridiculous, and it highlights the stupidity of people that galvanize in these groups and think that because people that they associate with agree with them, then their stance must be true. The biggest and best multiplayer games are third party. Nobody, not Sony, not Microsoft, is going to create a game, a multiplayer game that can compete with Call of Duty, Battlefield, Fortnite, Apex Legends. The list goes on and on. You can try and make one, and that's fine. Sony's going to do it. Microsoft's been doing it. But third party is dominating in the multiplayer-centric space. So if you're going to get those games, why not make something for an audience that you're not getting? That's what Microsoft doesn't understand. Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, the original Spider-Man. Give them something they're not getting, sell a boatload of consoles, and guess where the largest audience is for those third-party multiplayer games? the PlayStation. This is why they're going to continue to dominate. Now, Microsoft may have gotten the memo. I will say Psychonauts 2 is fantastic. Double Fine was working on it before they were purchased by Microsoft, but now that they own them, they've got a studio that can create great looking games. Maybe the next one will be even better. Maybe Starfield will be that game if it adheres to single player. Maybe Fable will be if it adheres to single player. And take a look at Halo and all the trouble it's having. You've got a campaign that we haven't even seen yet, and it's launching in December. Nothing for the campaign. No co-op. Campaign and multiplayer at launch. Why can't we see the campaign? And again, I believe it's this push, it's this mantra for games as a service, multiplayer centric, keep them subscribed. And the idea that somehow single player games won't do that, can't do that, is dictating what type of content Microsoft first party creates. And even when they go into it creating something that should be wholly unique in single player, it's suffering. Take a look at Halo again. Nobody out there can tell me that the fact that we haven't seen Halo single player right now is a testament to the faith that they have in what they've created. And look, if I'm wrong, I want to be wrong. When that game comes out, if it is an exquisite single player campaign, takes risks, narratively, graphically looks phenomenal, I'll be the first to say it. But I just don't have that confidence anymore. Again, Horizon Zero Dawn, this patch, look at this game in 4K at 60 frames per second. I mean, if you're a gamer, if you're an actual gamer, if you're not a Microsoft or Sony or Nintendo shill, there's nothing that comes close to this. If you're a console gamer, you've been playing on console, you have to have these games. You have to experience them. And they keep you invested in the platform. Again, Horizon Forbidden West is coming out in February of 2022. It's going to be on the PlayStation 4 as well, and trust me, it's going to look better than this right now that you're looking at. It's going to look like a PlayStation 5 game. Imagine what happens when those native PlayStation 5 games come out. This is the mountain that Microsoft has to climb. I'm not saying they can't. I don't have a lot of faith right now that they will. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about Horizon, the 60 frames per second patch, about this idea that I have, about this mountain that Microsoft has to climb. Do you honestly believe that their first party is going to create things that look like this? They haven't done it any generation. Are they going to do it this generation? I don't have a lot of confidence. I'm cautiously optimistic when it comes to Microsoft first party. Think about sharing this video out on your favorite social media platform of choice. Maybe hitting the like button at the very least, or even subscribing to the channel. I'd appreciate that. And again, don't get into your feelings on this one. This is an actual conversation around factual evidence. Look at this. Take a look at it. Where's Xbox's equivalent? Don't tell me where's Sony's equivalent to multiplayer, because they've got it from third party, just like Microsoft's got it from third party. Microsoft's not going to create a multiplayer-centric game that comes close to what Call of Duty, Battlefield, Fortnite, Apex Legends have done and will do this generation, next generation, the generation previously. It's just not going to happen. And neither is Sony. Now they can try, they can create some things in addition to these games that they have, but you've got to give an audience something that they're not getting if they're already being served filet mignon. Don't try and make your own steak. Give them something different. That's what Microsoft needs to learn. That's what Microsoft needs to do. Again, this is all my opinion. I already said let me know what I think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.